What's going on, you guys? It's your girl V, the Notary. Hope you guys are having a great day. I want to talk to you guys, and I think I might have kind of touched on some of this before, but it's a new year. There's been, different ideas and different updates within, loan signing and in the notary field. So I want to go over with you what you need to make sure that you do before you have your first loan signing. Okay, so there are going to be a lot of different things that I'm going to kind of cover in this video, but we're just going to kind of go over, and this is not necessarily in any particular order except for maybe the first thing that I'm going to talk about. But specifically for new loan signing agents, I know a lot of you are really scared before your first loan signing. So I want to, equip you with all the knowledge to help you feel more comfortable. I feel like, nothing is better than having as much information as possible. And obviously, you learn best when you have that hands-on experience, but it's better to not get out there, child, and not know what you're doing, because that is the worst. Okay. So I'm going to try to give you all the information that I can think of before you actually meet up with your very first client for your first loan signing. Okay, so let's get started. So let's just say, you've gotten all your credentials, you've uploaded all the things, you've signed up for signing services and title companies, and then you get your first offer for your first loan signing, right? You get your first offer, it comes in. What kind of signing is it? Let's just say it's a seller signing, because I do like seller signings. It's a seller's type of signing, which in turn, it's when it's a closing for the seller, right? For the person who's actually selling the property. So yeah, you have your first signing, you're kind of ready to rock and roll or whatever. You've accepted the terms and the conditions and the fee. You're ready to go. Okay, so let's just say that the signing comes from signing order. What you're going to do, the first thing you're going to do is, more than likely, the signing service by way of signing order is going to send you over an email talking about anything from, where the signing is, who the client is, the location, all of that. And they're going to implore you to, number one, confirm with the client. So that's the first thing that you want to do. Once you get an offer, you've accepted it for a signing, you want to go and log into signing order, or if it's not signing order, whatever platform it is, you're going to identify the signer's information. You're going to contact them, and you are going to confirm the signing. Okay, that's the first thing that you're going to do. If it is 2 signers or 3 signers or however many, I've had up to like 4 signers, however many signers there are, you're going to confirm that they are all going to be present. Okay. When you do that, you're going to confirm the place, the time. You're going to let them know that you need valid ID from them. You're going to let them know, remember, you're going to give them an estimate of how long the signing is. Because y'all remember I had that terrible situation where the man thought the signing was going to be 5 minutes. And I'm like, sir, no, this sign is going to be probably an hour. So you're going to make sure that you give them a ballpark idea of how long you're going to need their undivided attention. Okay. So you're going to do that. And then once you do that, you're going to, and I say signing order because I use signing order a lot. I would say 75% of my, signings that come from signing services they come from the signing order platform. So that's why I kind of reference signing order a lot. So again, you're going to make sure that you confirm everything with the signer. Now, heads up. The title company is probably not going to have the documents ready for you as soon as you confirm. Unless, let's just say you've accepted a signing, it's a Tuesday, you accept the signing at 9, and then the signing is at 11 or 12. Then, more than likely the documents, they're going to probably upload the documents right away. But let's just say it's Tuesday, you accept the signing, but the signing is on a Wednesday. You probably won't get the documents until later that evening or maybe early. So, you don't need to worry about that. Now, The second thing that you need to do, okay, make sure most signings come with directions. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with the directions that come with that particular order. 9.5 times out of 10, each signing, they're going to require you to do the signing in blue ink. However, just double check, because I have had maybe 1 or 2 signings where they wanted black ink. And you can get complacent really quickly and be like, oh, everybody wants blue ink, because usually it is. But however, somebody might throw you for a loop and ask for a different color ink. You're going to make sure that you don't need any witnesses. And usually if this signing requires witnesses, they'll let you know beforehand, because who the hell has witnesses just sitting around? You know what I mean? Like, witnesses are tough sometimes, because for me, I usually don't even accept signings that require witnesses, because people that I know, they got things to do. I mean, it's hard to pull somebody midday to like, hey, can you come as a witness? So, but you're going to check for that. You're going to read the instructions. Some instructions have very specific requirements on how to, fill out the deed, or how to fill out the note, or whatever. You're just going to make sure that you know what instructions you need to follow. A lot of signings have like instructions for the notary that they want you to sign and send them back. You're going to make sure that you know whether that signing requires scan backs. You just want to make sure that you know what is needed for that signing after you confirm it, okay? So you want to make sure that you do that, all right? As it pertains to printing, this is important. If you don't have a dual tray printer, don't fret, okay? Because you can go to Notary Rotary, just Google Notary Rotary page sorter, and you can upload the PDF document, and it'll tell you which pages are on legal and which pages are on letter, okay? And that'll help you if you don't have a dual tray printer. But it is very, very important, you guys, that once those documents are uploaded by the title company, that if whatever pages they want on legal paper, that you print those on legal. Whatever pages that they want on letter are printed on letter, okay? So keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you know that specifically, all right? Now, as it pertains to whether you use your actual stamp or whether you use an embosser, make sure that for whatever state you are notarizing the documents for, let's just say you are a Texas notary, but your client is on vacation in Texas, but they're selling a property in California. I'm using California for an example because California does not want you to use your embosser. And where I live, I primarily use my embosser. You want to make sure you know for your state, you don't want to be using an embosser, and then you have to do everything all over because the state's like, well, we don't accept this, okay? Ohio is another state where they want you to use your stamp. You cannot use your embosser for every state. So make sure that when you, and it'll start to come to you as you start doing more notarizations, you'll know what states want what. But if it's a state you're not familiar with, make sure you know which state accepts what type of notarization, what type of stamp, okay? Next, before your first signing, please, you guys, this is really important. Make sure you have lots of different types of certificates on hand, okay? This is an annoying part of being a notary in general, because all of my notaries and loan signing agents will chime in and they'll tell you these daggone documents never leave you enough room to notarize anything. They have all this verbiage, and then they'll have this little teeny area, okay, for you to do the notary signature, the expiration date of your commission, but they don't I can't notarize this much space. So you have to very frequently, I'll say this, I have to add certificates more than I don't, because I don't know, whenever these title companies are actually I wish that they would think this through a little more. But when they're putting these documents together, they're not really thinking about leaving space for the actual notarization. You have to add loose certificates. Always have loose certificates on hand. Always. Okay? Always have those on hand, even before your first your first loan signing. Have them. I cannot emphasize that enough. You do not want to be at a signing and not have the appropriate type of certificate. Okay, so have those on hand. All right. Have lots of pens on hand. I've had notarizations where I ran out of blue ink. It's happened. The funny thing about me, y'all, is when I have a bad situation happen to me, it only gonna happen to me once. I am not hard headed. I'm gonna make sure if I have a notarization where I run out of ink, I'm gonna make sure that I have additional ink. Speaking of ink, make sure you all when I say ink now, I'm talking about pens, like for your blue pens. But on the other side of ink, have additional ink for your inker. Because I've run out of ink, to actually, for my stamps and for my embossing. Make sure you have extra ink, that if you need to do it right on the spot, have some extra ink, okay? Bottom line, make sure your notary supplies are stacked, okay? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. Have hand sanitizers, because sometimes there's instances, specifically when I work with MavSign, they require thumbprints. You don't want someone to do, fingerprints or whatever, and then they continue with the signing, and then they get ink all over. So have hand sanitizer on so you can help people clean their hands, just to keep the space clean. All of that, okay? And again, remember, these are things that you're going to do before the loan signing, okay? Once the documents are uploaded, remember, you're going to make sure that you know what documents in the package are for letter, what are for legal. Once you get that, if it's just one signer, you're going to print out one package copy, one set of copies for the signer. You're going to leave that with them. And then you're going to print out another stack of copies, the working copies, and that is what you are going to do the signing with. That stack is you're going to actually do the actual signing, okay? So remember, you're going to give the signer their copies. I always tell them put them away just so we don't mix them together. You're going to have your set of copies. You're going to prep the documents. Now, what I do is I go through every page, and and this helps you to not make mistakes. I have lots of sticky notes, y'all, and I will go and I'll make sure wherever they need to initial, I put initial there. Wherever they need to sign, I put sign there. And then I put wherever I need to notarize, I put a notarization sticky there, just so it just makes the flow of the signing go faster, okay? And you're going to want to keep it in the order in which you got the package. Okay, that's important too. If you get the PDF and it's 100 pages, don't mix it all up. Keep it in the exact order that they sent it to you. That way you can present the documents properly. And if you have to do scan backs, everybody just knows the order, and it's much smoother. Okay, so you're going to want to prep the documents, familiarize yourself with the documents. Quite often, if it's a seller's package, I also will let the client know beforehand, hey, make sure that you have your bank, if you're receiving funds back, if you're, from your sale, which they usually are. Make sure you know your banking information, because you're going to need to provide that. You got to have somewhere for the money to go. So, because you'll be surprised, people don't know their routing number. People don't know their bank account number. People don't know anything about some people don't even know what bank. So just let them know beforehand, so that when you get there, it just moves smoother. Anything that you think they might be confused about, tell them when you're confirming the appointment. Okay. I'm trying to think of what else. This is another important thing. Now, as a notary, as a loan signing agent, your job is not to give legal advice. Your job is not to give any type of advice really on. And when I say advice, you're not supposed to tell them what they should do. Okay. You're not supposed to coerce them into, well, you really should check that box. You're not supposed to do that. Your goal is to explain the purpose of the document and to let them know where they need to sign, okay? So I say that to say, if you don't know what a deed is, or the purpose of a deed. Because there's certain documents that you're going to see over and over and over again with these different type of signings. If you don't know what the alter statement is, if you don't know what a closing disclosure is, you might want to make sure that you know what the purpose of it is so that you can explain it to the client, okay? Certain documents like the closing disclosure, I really always encourage the clients to make sure they're looking at the numbers to make sure that they match, to make sure they're comfortable with the numbers. You know, you can tell them things like that, but you can't say, if for instance, if the client is like, do you think that this number is good, this refund? I cannot tell you that. You know, now that's the kind of, you got to call, you know, your real estate agent, or you got to get with the title company. Now that I can't help you with, but I can tell you the purpose of the closing disclosure and what you should be looking for. That's the extent of what we can tell. We cannot give legal advice. We cannot tell them what they or how to sign it. Okay, so before the signing, make sure that you, if there's a document, because what I will say is that there's documents all the time. Every state is different, right? So let's just say if I'm doing a signing in DC and I'm pretty familiar with what that signing is going to look like, but I might get a signing for a home that's being sold in Colorado. I don't know if I've even done a Colorado signing, but certain states have different documents that you've never seen before. So you still need to be able to intelligently, you know, read it with them. You know, if you have questions, say, let's call the title company real quick just to ask. You're not going to know everything, but you need to have the tools to figure out how to find out. That's just the bottom line, okay? And make the client feel comfortable. Let them know that you are there to help them. Be personable, have good bedside manner, if that even is applicable here. But yeah, you know, you just want to make sure that you're familiar with the package before you sit down with the client, okay? And last but not least, take a deep breath. If it's your first signing, you're going to do fine. It's very nerve-wracking. And always remember, if you're ever in a situation where you're uncomfortable, remove yourself from that. You know, if the client gets belligerent or rude or cursing or whatever, that's very rare. It doesn't happen, but you know, your safety is number one. So ensure that you remove yourself if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, and just have a good time. You're going to do great. Okay. So hopefully this video gets you guys ready for your first signing. And again, I know you guys are going to be nervous, but y'all are going to do a great job. So just have confidence in yourself. Okay. As always, my name is V the Notary. You guys, please like, subscribe, and share. Drop down in the comments, you know, let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to y'all soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.